It all began in the early 1970s with a guy called William Afton. He and his business partner Henry Emily opened the Fredbear's Family Diner. These two are geniuses in robotics. They're essentially probably some of the two leading robotics experts in the entire world. And they decide that their creative spirit cannot be crushed, and even though they don't have much to start with, they decide to go for the gold. And so, they invent the Springlock suit. The Springlock suit was designed to cut costs in creating the restaurant of their dreams. So, the first thing that the Springlocks did was that they were suits wearable by employees. The suits were able to be worn and used to entertain children. They were also able to be applied to an animatronic endoskeleton in order to serve as an animatronic as well. By having one suit serve both purposes, they were able to cut costs and push the restaurant even further. However, a mechanic inside of these suits, springlock technology, unfortunately made it so that there was a chance that these springlocks would seize up with the person inside, killing them pretty much instantly. At a similar time, Fredbear's Family Diner sells the rights of the diner and animatronics to a company that would name themselves as Fazbear Entertainment. I don't actually have a script, I'm just going completely off of what's in my head, so... Also, good morning. Yes, alright, let me just take a break for a sec. Hi everyone, thank you all for coming to this dumbass idea for a stream. So, everybody for a long time was like, yo, when are you gonna tell us the FNaF lore? And I was like, guys, it's all out there, you just have to do some reading. But then people were like, no, my lord, we want you to tell us the FNaF lore. And I was like, right, fine. I guess I can be the one to tell you the FNaF lore. Vox's Air, thank you very much for the super. You could have made it a funny pun if you said 87 years, but you know what? That's fine. Sal, Brandy Mullins, thank you. Ooh, thank you. Yu. Eric Emeraldson, thank you. Ooh. Oh, you're Icelandic-born American. I would translate table slammer as Bortaskilja. That is right. So yes, I am the table slammer. Alright, moving on. I wanted today to be sort of a stream where I can get out all of the things to do with FNaF that I've wanted to do for a while. So we're going to do three things. I'm going to read out the entire FNaF timeline. I'm going to do smash or pass with every single animatronic on the wiki. And I'm going to just kind of do a regular ass kind of table discussion about my opinion on each game. Because I really don't have much... Slow mode, yes, of course. I don't have much negative to say about any of them. Like, I used to dislike Sister Location, but it's really won me over. Meow, yeah, thank you for the super. Does today's lecture will be included in the exam? Well, you better hope so. Because by the end of today, you're all going to become experts on Five Nights at Freddy's. Rice Penguin, thank you very, very much. Slow mode initiated. 9, thank you for the super. Thank you for being so very generous. Thank you so much. And Miss Daydream as well. Okay. Following on from this William guy. The two business partners, William Afton and Henry Emily. These two guys, they're bad news, right? Well, Henry Emily is fine. He's a robotics genius and he has honest intentions, but his business partner, William, he's bad news, right? So, one day, William Afton, also known to some as the Purple Guy, kills Henry Emily's youngest daughter, Charlotte, outside of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza. So Fredbear's Family Diner is a separate location, but Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has been founded, and during the day, Henry Emily's daughter Charlotte is locked outside, and William Afton kills her. So begins all of the events of the rest of FNAF. This event really does kickstart everything. Peggy C, thank you for the Oxford. Happy birthday. I'm really glad you've been enjoying the streams, and I'm glad it could have built up your confidence. Q and K as well. Thank you very much. Now, what happens after that is quite interesting. Henry Emily invented a device called the security puppet, which at Freddy Fazbear's Pizza was used to keep children safe. This was, as we now come to know it as, the marionette. It was assigned to protect Henry's youngest daughter, Charlotte, and one day it found that she wasn't inside the restaurant. It escaped later on after having been trapped by some kids playing a prank, and it found her dead outside with tire tracks nearby. The puppet, going outside and also being exposed to the rain, short-circuited and fell down and embraced the body of the dead girl. And after this, her spirit entered the puppet. This was the first case of this having happened. I'd also like to remind you guys, I haven't actually read the books, so I might be a little off on some things, but this is in general, this is all pretty accurate. So now the puppet is at large, and meanwhile, the purple guy's insatiable lust for murder cannot be understated. He kills 5 more children, and remember, every time I say purple guy, I am referring to William Afton, the oldest Afton, the father of the Afton family, the man behind the slaughter. However, after those 5 children are killed, hang on a minute, let me look at this timeline. Oh yes, okay. I was worried that it was going to be a little outdated. At the same time, William Afton kills these 5 kids. However, the marionette, the puppet, Charlotte, has other ideas. Just as her soul entered the marionette, so too does she guide the souls of these dead kids into the animatronics that their bodies are shoved into. So, in order to hide these bodies, during his murder sprees, William Afton, who cruelly disguises himself in the Spring Bonnie suit, manages to bring... Or rather, when he kills the children, he stuffs their bodies inside of the animatronics. And this was a detail revealed in the very first FNAF game. Hey, happy birthday! Mwah! And Lace, thank you very much. The respective animatronic these kids were shoved into then became host to the souls of those children, and they would live on in perpetual agony. Later on, a sister location to Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opens. After this, time passes and the business runs dry. Word about animatronics being full of blood and mucus begins to spread, kids mysteriously dying becomes a problem, and after a while, unfortunately, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has to shut and is left to rot. Mister, fuck did you say? When does Freddy start twerking his fat fucking ass cheeks on my screen? Well, I just, okay, when you said that, like the image of, you know that way that some people twerk when they just like throw their back in and out? There's this one video of Glamrock Freddy doing that, but like really quickly, and I just saw that for a second, forgot where I was. I think I kind of blacked out. However, things aren't over, even though Freddy Fazbear's Pizza has closed. And I would imagine, I'm not sure, but I would imagine that Fredbear's Family Diner has now long since closed as well. Oh no, it hasn't. Okay, never mind. Yes, Fredbear's Family Diner, however, is still very much open with the springlock suits in effect. Meanwhile, William Afton is working on a new type of animatronic, the Funtime animatronic, which we see in sister location. These are state-of-the-art and very, very, very expensive. However, I would like to remind you that while the original animatronics were purely built as a means of creating a fun restaurant for families, these animatronics were built from the ground up to kill children. That is their purpose. Why else do you think that Baby has this giant scooper in her? It's to scoop kids. For this, he invents a new restaurant. The sister location is named Circus Baby's Pizza World. But on the opening day, William Afton's youngest daughter, Elizabeth, really likes Circus Baby and wants desperately, "Why won't you let me play with her?" William Afton is allowing all the other kids to roam around with these animatronics he's built, but not so his own children. And why? Well, of course, because if his own children walked around with those animatronics, there's a chance that the wrong one would be killed. And so, fate came to pass. Elizabeth Afton, William Afton's youngest daughter, or his only daughter, went too close to Circus Baby after being offered ice cream and was scooped, being killed immediately. After this tragic event, the opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World is immediately cancelled on the grand opening. They blame it on gas leaks, and the restaurant never opens. However, shortly after, because William Afton doesn't want to stop killing children, he opens a place called Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals, where these funtime animatronics can be rented out for private events and parties. And now, a very important year. 1983. Can anybody in the class? Anyone? Bueller? Anyone in the class? Can you tell me what happened in 1983, please? Columbus sailed the ocean FNaF. The Bite of 83, absolutely. Very well done, very well done. Gold star, gold star. So, the Bite of 83. There's a lot of context to this, and it's all explained if you play Five Nights at Freddy's 4. Five Nights at Freddy's 4 takes place in 1983. William Afton's youngest son. Some people, his name is up for debate. Some people believe his name is Evan. In the FNaF VHS series, his name is Joseph. And if you believe a later theory about Five Nights at Freddy's security breach, his name might actually be Gregory. But for the purposes of accuracy, we will simply refer to him as the Crying Child, because throughout all of his story, his name is the Crying Child. Oh, Akitsuki, are you okay? Thank you for the Arkasper. Sorry to interrupt, but I'm anxious. I didn't plan to send a super tonight. Oh, goodness me. I'm really sorry. Interrupting the FNaF lore. You're not wrong for having preferences about whether or not you would like to be touched anywhere, like even just brushing up against people on the bus. It must be a really, really hard thing to have to deal with, and I'm so sorry that that's something that's affecting you. I really, really am. I hope you're going to be okay, alright? Don't you fret, and you're welcome to stay here with us as long as you can, so that you feel a little bit more comfortable. Saku, what the hell does being scooped even mean if I've played them all still? Well, being scooped, well, we'll get to that. For the purposes of Elizabeth Afton, she isn't scooped so much as just grabbed by a giant claw and sucked inside the animatronic, where obviously she's crushed to death. Scooping itself is actually a little bit different. So I will, perhaps that's my fault, you know, getting the semantics mixed up, but I'll explain. So, the Bite of 83. It takes place over the course, well, the events leading up to the Bite of 83 take place over the course of 1 week. Evan's birthday, or the Crying Child's birthday, is right around the corner, and he's going to have a party at Fredbear's Family Diner. However, he really doesn't like Fredbear's Family Diner. It just makes him nervous, and he gets bullied pretty thoroughly there, most notably by his own brother, Michael. Now, you've all heard of Michael, haven't you? Michael Afton. He's a very important character who will become increasingly important after this point in the story. He's relentlessly bullied, has nightmares about the different animatronics appearing in his house with vicious forms, big, sharp teeth, and so on. And then, on the day of his birthday, he's being harassed by Michael and his friends. Wearing these masks, they pick up the Crying Child, bring him towards Fredbear, and Michael says, "Hey, look everybody, I think he wants to give Fredbear a big kiss." And they load the Crying Child into the mouth of the Fredbear animatronic, and the spring locks fail, because the spring locks, as we know from earlier, are quite cheaply made, as they were made to cut costs, and they tend to fail when exposed to too much moisture. His name is the Crying Child. He cries onto the spring locks, and they snap shut, crushing his head and putting him in a coma. After 1 week under, he sadly passes away. Now, many people believe that this is one of the biggest motivations that William Afton had to continue killing kids. It would make sense. It would make sense given that 2 of his children have now been killed by things of his own creation. The only one remaining being Michael, who I'd imagine that, well, if you've seen FNAF VHS, you would know that at least some people believe that William Afton kind of views Michael as a bit of a failure, and he sort of loved his other 2 children a little bit more. Now, in the same year, 1983, something else important happened. The events of Sister Location. You know, actually, that's a little odd. Hang on a minute, this timeline might not be 100% correct. Because Michael is like a teenager in FNAF 4, and then Michael is the main character of Sister Location. He's like an adult working somewhere. You know, it's not actually confirmed how old Michael is in Sister Location. He might, yeah, actually, that would make sense. He might just be like, a teenager on work experience. Yeah, 1987 is FNAF 2, yes, correct. Alright, so for the purposes of this, let's say that shortly after the events of FNAF 4, Michael Afton has to go to work at Circus Baby's Entertainment and Rentals. We go through the events of FNAF Sister Location. He completes various different tasks, does all sorts of things, and then shortly after, he is sort of... He makes friends with Circus Baby, who we now know is haunted by the spirit of Elizabeth Afton, Michael's sister. I'm not 100% sure about why, but I believe William Afton sent Michael in there to, like the crying child, to put Elizabeth back together. And what does this mean? Well, we'll find out. While there, Baby tricks Michael, taking him into the scooping room. And now, Saku, I'll explain what scooping is. Scooping is something where normally invented as a means of getting the Funtime animatronics out of their sort of metal exoskeleton. On the inside, these Funtime animatronics are sort of a big amalgamation of wires, and in order to get them out of their outer shell that makes them look pretty, they are scooped and the wires are pulled out. However, this isn't designed for human beings. Michael stands in front of the scooper and all of his innards are scooped straight out. He effectively becomes a strange, blobby purple man. And this is why in Sister Location Custom Night, people tend to get Michael and William Afton confused because they are both purple guys. And actually, this is commented on in the game. Some people say that Michael Afton bears a very striking resemblance to his father, William. And this is even more true considering they both resemble purple guys. And so, after this, Circus Baby, or Ennard, being a combination of all of the different animatronics together in one blob, crawl inside of Michael Afton, and he, being a weird, gross, purple, decaying corpse, walks out into the world with all of these animatronics hiding inside him. He vomits them up into the sewers, and they escape until the future. Until the future. Yes, he becomes Purple Shrek like Thanos. However, Michael seemingly dies from this. I mean, wouldn't you? After having your insides scooped out and replaced with animatronics, you'd think you'd die sooner, but no. Something else happens, and Michael Afton just kind of stays alive. And if you complete Golden Freddy mode on very hard in Sister Location Custom Night, there is a cutscene where Michael literally says, "I should be dead, but I'm not." And so, sort of at the same time, I believe, the crying child is in his coma and he shortly passes away. And not before at the end, his psychic friend Fredbear turns to him and says, "I will put you back together." What this means is perhaps left up for debate, but I think it has some significance with something that happens in the most recent installment. Now let me just quickly read ahead a little bit. Let me check. Aha, okay, okay. So, this is not the spring lock failure that you're thinking of. This is a smaller event, but sort of an ill omen for what's to come. One of the employees working at Fredbear's Family Diner has a spring lock failure. It doesn't kill them. It causes a pretty severe injury, but they survive. And this leads William to realize how dangerous these spring lock suits are. You'd think he would have realized sooner after his own son got his head bitten off, but you know, he's not a very smart guy. Genius Nasty, thank you very much for the Arcusper. And shortly after, with new technology, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza reopens, and this is the location in Five Nights at Freddy's 2. At this new location, 5 more kids die to the hands of William Afton. He still roams around, presumably in his Spring Bonnie suit with his hand crank in hand, and continues to kill kids, specifically 5 more. And it's then that the Bite of 87 happens. And I'm going to be honest, I don't know too much about the Bite of 87. I don't think it's terribly important. From what I'm aware of, it's just a... Hang on a minute. From what I know, it's a random night guard. I think you play as a random night guard in FNAF 2, and at the end, Mangle winds up taking out a chunk of his frontal lobe. So really, the Bite of 87 is a significant event in FNAF lore because it was mentioned in FNAF 1, but really, it's not all that important. It's just sort of like a random event. Some people think it was Foxy, some people think that it was Freddy himself, as given the rule that you see on the wall in FNAF 1 that says, don't touch Freddy, because presumably he was dangerous. But yes. So the Bite of 87, a random night guard has his frontal lobe chopped off. And shortly after, sadly, the new and improved Freddy Fazbear's Pizza closes, and the new animatronics, the toy animatronics, are scrapped. Now, I'd like to take a moment to talk about the toy animatronics, because they're very interesting. Somehow in 1987, they had invented facial recognition technology powerful enough that these animatronics would be able to recognize criminals when they see them. This was in place after the original Freddy Fazbear's Pizza closed because, of course, there was a child murderer on the loose and they needed to keep those kids safe. So Toy Bonnie, Chica, and Toy Freddy were equipped with this facial recognition software such that if they recognized the face of a criminal, they would be able to alert someone in the restaurant and the kids could be kept safe. However, this, I think, worked a little bit too well, and this is why I believe, I don't believe the toy animatronics are actually possessed. I think that they just view you as a criminal because their technology works a little bit too well, or perhaps not well enough. And shortly after this, somehow, still operating as a corporate entity, after multiple deaths, 2 sets of dead kids, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza opens one more time in their original location. So this is back where they originally opened, and this is the location in Five Nights at Freddy's 1. Yes, there were 2 sets of kids, so William Afton killed 5 kids in the first Freddy Fazbear's location, and another 5 in the location set at FNAF 2. Now FNAF 1 happens, and after this, as we know, the FNAF 1 location shuts down. This seems to be a bit of a trend. They open a new Freddy Fazbear's location, and then it closes down shortly after. At this withered, old, cheapened and dangerous location, William Afton arrives to destroy these animatronics. And why does he do this? There is some speculation, but my best understanding is that he wants to, A, get rid of all of the evidence of his crimes, you know, given that the original FNAF animatronics contained the bodies and souls of those children. but like I said, souls, I think that what he most likely wanted to do was to see if he could stop them from coming after him. However, this somewhat backfired, and now there's a very significant event that's about to happen, and I think it's very interesting that the event that we see at the end of FNAF 3 took place in the same year that Five Nights at Freddy's 1 took place. The timeline seems a bit off. Yeah, it does. I have a pretty decent knowledge of this stuff. I have a timeline open just so I have something to refer to. But yes, at this point it is 10 kids that have been killed. Excluding, of course, Elizabeth and the crying child. Yeah, there's probably decent bits that I've got wrong, but this is the understanding of the lore that I have after having played all the games. So, probably the most significant event in the entire FNAF timeline, William Afton heads back and dismantles all of the original animatronics, but in doing so, frees the spirits of the children. And they corner him in the back room, and terrified and thinking very poorly under pressure, William sees the old Spring Bonnie suit that he always used to wear in order to kill these children. And he thinks, well, of course, I'll ward them off with what killed them. And he runs away and hides inside. This building has been decommissioned for quite some time. The roof is leaking, it's cold, and when hiding inside, the ceiling leaks, the spring locks of the suit get wet, and William is spring-trapped. The spring locks close around him, and pretty much instantly he is killed. Very slowly and very painfully. So not instantly, but it's about as fitting of a death as you can imagine for a unstoppable child murderer. A number of years pass. Yes, it's... I just want to take a moment to say, I think that Springtrap probably has like the most metal horror movie villain origin I've ever heard. Like he's so, it's so fucking dark, but also so poetic in a way. You know what I mean? Like the fact that he spends all these years wearing this suit, and then the suit itself, something that he himself invented, winds up crushing him, and then he winds up with his spirit stuck in it, just like what he did to those children. It's not only is it extremely violent in a really satisfying way, but it's also just very poetic in a way. It's like poetry and rhymes. Simpletic, thank you for the super night. Today's my birthday. Happy birthday, Simpletic. Your name is Min Min. Happy birthday, Min Min. And then thereafter, right, this timeline really doesn't go very far at all. Thereafter, we enter the events of Five Nights at Freddy's 3. FNAF 3 takes place a good while after this. Some people, the year we have this pinned down to is 2023, so technically FNAF 3 hasn't even happened yet. Globefish, thank you for the super. But at the original Five Nights at Freddy's location, a number of years after its closure, stories of these dead kids and haunted animatronics has passed into the realm of urban legend, really. Serena, yeah, I'm gonna be completely fine. I had a really good rest day yesterday, or like I had some really good sleep yesterday. So I think I've realized that one of the reasons why I wasn't getting such good sleep is because my room, like my blinds, don't block out light very well, and because, as you can hear, I live on a pretty busy street. My room was not totally dark, and I wasn't getting a really good quality of sleep. But I recently bought a really good sleep mask, and I went to sleep with it last night, and I slept like a baby. It was amazing, and I feel so energetic today. So yes, I'm probably going to be completely fine to do the stream tomorrow. So yes, we also have to decide what to watch or what to do. Yes, we'll think about it. But anyway, back to FNAF. So this place called Fazbear's Fright opens at the location of FNAF 1. It was used to capitalize on the urban legends of the location that managed to sort of permeate pop culture and be like, oh, did you hear about that place? Yeah, all the kids died there. Ooh. You know, that kind of stuff. And they invent Fazbear's Fright. It's sort of a tacky location. There's, you know, they find a load of old artifacts like old Bonnie heads, old Foxy heads, old arcade machines, and they make it to be sort of something you walk through to get spooked in. However, this was the location where William Afton was spring-trapped. And after he was spring-trapped, the room in which it happened, before he had the ability to move around in that suit, was boarded up. He had been trapped in that room, his spirit locked inside the spring-trapped suit with his body mangled and broken on the inside, had been trapped in there for, well, from sort of 1993 to around... yeah, so for 20 years, he was trapped in that room. And this is, if you've heard the FNaF VHS series, you will have heard the audio of him saying, "Michael, don't leave me here!" That's him banging on the wall trying to get out. So... yes, William Afton's spirit is inside Springtrap, which was the animatronic that crushed his body to death. But at FNaF 3, in Night 2, you hear the phone guy say, or the phone dude, different guy, but both voiced by Scott Cawthon. He says, "We found one, a real one. I gotta go," because they unboarded the side, and Springtrap is now free to go. Now, Michael Afton is still on a mission. He's somehow still alive 20 years, or even longer, 30 years after he was scooped. And he's been going after his father and trying to find him this entire time, trying to undo the crimes that he committed. And it's at Fazbear's Fright that this all comes to a head. Michael Afton shows up with a can of gas and a match, and he burns the entire place to the ground, hoping that his father goes with it. I just want to quickly check something. Do you play as Michael Afton in FNaF 3? Yes. Yeah, no. So, in FNaF 3, you are Michael Afton. And... don't leave me here! And so in order to get rid of his father, he works there, survives 5 nights at Freddy's, and burns the place to the ground. This, however, doesn't quite work, because as we know, William Afton always comes back. Thereafter, Henry Emily has a plan. Henry Emily, for those of you who've tuned in since the beginning, Henry Emily is the guy who worked with William Afton before he knew that he was a relentless child murderer, and they invented these robots together. Henry Emily wants to not only right the wrongs of his evil business partner, but also to get revenge for the death of his daughter. And so, he forms a plan. It's believed that there are 2 things sort of keeping these children trapped in these animatronic suits. Agony and Remnant. I don't know too much about these things, but agony is quite self-explanatory. Agony is what happens when a spirit is tortured, and it sort of has this physical relationship with the world where if a spirit suffers enough agony, they find themselves trapped on Earth, perhaps? I don't know too much about it, but essentially there are all these kind of midichlorian style fantasy concepts that are keeping these kids on Earth, inhabiting these animatronics. But Henry's idea is that if they are burned, these spirits can finally be set free. And so, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza Place, or the location that you purchase in FNaF 6, the Pizzeria Simulator, the concept for this is born. Henry Emily is the cassette man who says, what does he say? "You've been checking outside at the end of your shift on, as specified under paragraph 4. While there, you operate this pizzeria simulator. You are still, by the way, Michael Afton is still on the loose, and he is still trying to find and kill his father, and right the wrongs committed by both him and his own father. Yes, FNaF villains are seemingly stronger than most anime protagonists. They just keep coming back. As told to Michael Afton, you want them all to be in one place. And over the course of this game, 4 key animatronics arrive and start patrolling the pizzeria. The first is Molten Freddy. Molten Freddy is Ennard, that we mentioned earlier. Molten Freddy is the animatronic that crawled inside of Michael and then was spat into the sewers and had been living sort of incognito for a number of decades. However, it used to be Ennard and is now Molten Freddy because Scrap Baby, or Circus Baby, now known as Scrap Baby, had sort of become, split off from the conglomerate. You know, whether kicked out or chose to leave, either way. Circus Baby is now her own person, and now being known as Scrap Baby, the scooper from inside her that killed Elizabeth is now this weird, ugly claw hand. So those two are there. Scrap Baby and Molten Freddy. All of the Funtime animatronics in one place. William Afton is also there. In a new form. Some people call him Scrap Trap. He looks a little weird, but he's also there. He's showed up for some reason. And lastly, and perhaps most importantly of all, someone we haven't mentioned for a while. The puppet. Henry Emily knows his daughter well enough, and he has invented this type of an animatronic called Lefty. Lefty stands for something. Hang on, what does Lefty stand for? Lefty stands for Lure, Encapsulate, Fuse, Transport, and Extract. Shortened to Left-E, right? Lefty costs $5 in FNAF 6 because Henry Emily desperately wants you to buy Lefty. Lefty contains the puppet, because otherwise there is no way that the puppet can be kept in one place. And so, Lefty is the puppet. These 4 animatronics are the last sort of threads connecting all of this. In FNAF 3, when the location is burned down, the souls of the original 4 are set free. Freddy Fazbear, Bonnie, Chica, and Foxy. They're already dealt with. And this was most likely how Henry Emily became aware that this was a concept that would work. And so at the end of FNAF 6, with all of the animatronics together in one place, Henry Emily burns the building to the ground in that incredible ending speech, which I still think is one of my favorite cutscenes in any game. Connection terminated. I'm sorry, Elizabeth, but I'm afraid you've been misinformed. You are not here to receive a gift, nor have you been called here by the individual you assume, but you have indeed been called. You have all been called here, invited to a labyrinth of sights and smells, misdirection and misfortune. Chasing the cries of children in some unseen chamber, always seeming so near, and yet somehow out of reach. And I would like to draw attention to a very important line that he mentioned. So, the most important part of that speech is, well, the most important emotional part of that speech is when he mentions his daughter. But slightly before that, he mentions 2 things. Hey Shoto, gives me so much chills when I heard it for the first time. Fucking me too. It gives me chills every time I watch it. It's incredible how such a goofy little franchise managed to give birth to such an incredible cinematic, like, moment. Anyway, I'm gonna mod you now that I've seen you. But anyway, yes. So, the most important part of that cutscene is when Henry Emily says, "For most of you, I believe there is peace to await, and perhaps more." So in this, he's referring to Molten Freddy, who consists of all of the Funtime animatronics, and Baby, who is William Afton's youngest daughter, Elizabeth. And then he, referring to William Afton, says, "Although for one of you, the darkest pit of hell has opened to swallow you whole, so don't keep the devil waiting, old friend." This is quite literally very, very, very true. William Afton is dragged headfirst into hell. And this much to my amusement, which I think, honestly, okay, level with me. This might be one of the most genius ways of canonizing a meme game ever. Ultimate Custom Night is one of the only FNAF games where you don't play as Michael Afton. In FNAF 2, you play as some random night guard. And in Ultimate Custom Night, you play as William Afton. Ultimate Custom Night is what William Afton experiences when he's in hell. I think that is fucking hilarious. After all of this time, after all of these hideous crimes that he's committed, the only thing that he has is endless Five Nights at Freddy's. And we know this because of the things that some animatronics say. They keep reminding you of the crimes you've committed. They keep saying, I was the first. I've seen everything. That's something Withered Chica says. And they also keep referring to the spirit of... Yeah, right? His punishment for all of his crimes is to experience Five Nights at Freddy's for eternity, which, I mean, holy shit. If I had to play Ultimate Custom Night for the rest of eternity, yeah, like, I... So, thereafter... Or perhaps something more interesting. The animatronics in Ultimate Custom Night keep referring to this guy called the One You Should Not Have Killed, which I think is a bit of a hilarious title. It's as though maybe those other kids, you know, weren't like maybe it's debatable, but this one, no, you shouldn't have killed him. But really, what it means is that you should not have killed this one in particular, because this one is fucking angry. And most people, or it's basically confirmed, yes, Cassidy, the one you should not have killed. One of the children killed in William Afton's multiple killing sprees was a kid named Cassidy. And most people believe that Cassidy is the spirit inside of Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy is kind of unexplainable. Nobody really knows what Golden Freddy is, and finding the name Cassidy took like a random help book, like a random kids activity book, and finding some backwards code and shit. It's insane. But was that the one from the Fruit Maze game? No. The Fruit Maze game is Chica. So the Fruit Maze game, you play as this little girl. I think her name is Susie, and she's hanging out. She's playing this Fruit Maze game. And essentially the story behind how William Afton gets her, she is the first to die after Charlotte. William Afton runs over her fucking dog. Yes, this story is really fucked up. William Afton runs over her dog, and while she's bent over the Fruit Maze minigame, saddened and crippled by the fact that her best friend is dead, William Afton comes over in the Spring Bonnie suit, and in this adorable manipulative way says, "He's not really dead. I can show you where to find him. Follow me." And being distraught and not knowing who to trust, William Afton brings her into the back room and kills her. This story is really fucked up. I just want to prepare you guys for the fact that this franchise, which, by the way, with Security Breach is now more geared towards kids than ever, is really, seriously, extremely fucked up. And I apologize to anyone who didn't know that and is now feeling sad. So yes, as it stands now, the souls of most of the children have been completely freed and sent to heaven. William Afton has been dragged into hell by the spirit of Golden Freddy, or Cassidy, who was the one he should not have killed. And this is where the Scott Cawthon line of games ends and the Steel Wool line of games begins. As we know, William Afton always comes back. Very unfortunately, William Afton can't seem to die. He's less now like an evil serial killer and more of a cartoon villain. He just says, "Hi, I always come back," and so he does. So shit gets really meta from this point on. At the beginning of FNaF Help Wanted, the VR game, this game is very important to the FNaF lore, by the way. At the beginning of FNaF VR Help Wanted, it's essentially said that Scott Cawthon has a place in the FNaF lore. Scott Cawthon is a rogue indie developer who made Five Nights at Freddy's. And Five Nights at Freddy's is a game series that exists in the same universe that the real events of Freddy Fazbear's Pizza took place. He makes these games as a means of capitalizing on the horrors that occurred at the restaurant and defaming the restaurant. And so, Freddy Fazbear's Pizza, as somehow still existing as a corporate entity, invents a VR game to try and discredit or sort of make light of all of the bad name that their company has been given. They invent FNaF Help Wanted, which is supposed to be like, we've made a horror game to remind you that all of these events are, of course, false. We're not above laughing at ourselves. Ha ha. However, because they can never do anything right, hidden inside this game And this is where the lore starts to get really, really fucking wacky and somewhat controversial for some people. You know, some people kind of like the direction they took, some people don't. I think it's interesting no matter what. In FNaF VR Help Wanted, the spirit of William Afton is laced into the code itself. He takes the form of a man in a rabbit suit called Glitchtrap. While you're playing FNaF VR Help Wanted, he sort of hangs out, running around and kind of taunting you, and then at the end of the game, you are brainwashed by this sentient computer virus. And in doing so, you become a member of the sort of William Afton cult. And after this, of course, William Afton comes back. He can't jump out of the game like, you know, like Sword Art Online or something, but he has someone on Earth who is doing his bidding now. And that supposedly is you. That's whoever played the game. However, for the purposes of Security Breach, which comes next, that is Vanessa. So, and as we remember from FNaF Security Breach, Vanessa was installed as the night guard in Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex by someone from very high up, which, as we imagine, is William Afton communicating through somebody else. So then, last of all, the most recent game in the series, Five Nights at Freddy's Security Breach. There are two main things that you need to know about this game, and I'll start with what happens with William Afton. So essentially, William Afton has brainwashed this young girl into being a member of his sort of cult. And her mission is to bring William Afton back. At the end of FNaF Security Breach, you find the location from Five Nights at Freddy's 6. Freddy Fazbear's Mega Pizzaplex was built on top of that location from FNaF 6. And inside, of course, because he burned alive there, William Afton's body is still there. When you venture down below with Gregory and Freddy, you find William Afton there, coming back yet again in a brand new form, this one called Burn Trap. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The most important part of Security Breach in my mind, because shortly after that we find that all of the animatronics from FNaF 6 were sort of still chilling, kind of underground, and there's no real resolution there. The building just kind of burns down. But the most important part of Security Breach in my mind are the two main characters, Gregory and Freddy. Do you guys remember what I mentioned earlier? Now, I'd like to also remind you that this is not necessarily canon. This is just a theory, a game theory, but I like it quite a bit. Gregory, at least in theory, is not an actual kid. He's not on the database. He's not terrified when these animatronics try to kill him. He's a ruthless killer. You guys seen the way that he kills Glamrock Chica when he, like, pushes her into the fucking garbage press? It's really fucking violent. Gregory is an animatronic built after the Crying Child. And we know that this happens because of the books. The original FNaF trilogy, in spoiler alert, a pretty big reveal at the end, so if you're planning on reading the FNaF books, tune out now or mute for a few seconds. But essentially, something can happen where Henry Emily, being a robotics genius, after the death of his daughter Charlotte, builds 4 animatronics that look uncannily like her. They are his daughter at 4 major stages of her life: infancy, childhood, adolescence, and adulthood. Throughout the FNaF novel trilogy, this is the main character, and at the end it is revealed that she has been an animatronic in human skin the entire time. The prevailing theory is that Gregory is this same thing, and he looks uncannily like the Crying Child, so most likely he was built by William Afton to serve the exact same purpose. It's also quite likely that we have to wonder, why on earth does Glamrock Freddy want to help us? every other animatronic, whether they're possessed by some evil kid or whether they are programmed by Vanny to come and catch us, they're all against us. They're all taunting us. They're all chasing us down. But not Freddy. Why? Well, because the Mega Pizzaplex is built upon the location of FNAF 6, where William Afton burned, where Circus Baby burned, where Molten Freddy and Lefty burned, so too did Michael Afton burn there. Michael Afton's spirit passes on and travels into the body of Glamrock Freddy. And so, FNAF Security Breach is not just the continuation of the Five Nights at Freddy's story, it is also an opportunity for Michael Afton, the one who pushed his younger brother into the mouth of Fredbear back in 1983, to right the wrongs that he performed against his brother. And this kind of brings the whole franchise to a slightly uneven, but a pretty resounding emotional circle. That's basically the FNAF timeline from day one. Yes, Michael Afton has his redemption arc, and then at the end of that game, it's debatable as to whether the entire restaurant burns down, but either way, that is the entire Five Nights at Freddy's lore, as I understand it. There's a lot more to it than what I've just said. There are a lot more animatronics that I haven't mentioned, but I would recommend, if you found this interesting at all, go out and play the games for yourselves, because they are really, really, really good. Don't just sit and watch me play them, although you should, because you know, I really enjoy that as well. But it's also good to get to play them for yourself, because I think they're quite fun. So, yes. Moving on to the next part of this terrible idea for a stream. I've got the wiki page open now. And I'm gonna... Oh boy. Alright, hold on, let me just hang on, it's not showing up. There it is. I have a list of animatronics here from the wiki. So if you guys want to find this list for yourself, I'll put the link in chat now. Just 1 second. Wait. There you go. Thank you guys for the supers, and yes, also I believe we got a super from Simpletic, from my friend Celia. Hi my lord, I love listening to you telling stories, though it's a little bit tough for me to catch up with the whole content since I'm not a native speaker. Oh, I'm really sorry, but I hope that you guys learn a little bit from English by studying with me. But yes, so Smash or Pass, FNAF Animatronics Edition. This is a terrible idea, but I am excited. Let me just... I'm kind of excited, honestly. Right. Keep score, because I don't have anywhere to write this down. But here we go. Can I see my cursor on there? No, you can't. Hold on. This will help. I think you can. Right. I'll read out their name and then I'll give my answer. I also got a new mouse today. I got the Logitech wireless one. It's cool. I like it. It feels very light. Okay. Freddy Fazbear. Smash. Bonnie. Pass. Chica. Pass. Foxy. Pass. Withered animatronics. Withered Freddy. Pass. Withered Bonnie. Pass. Withered Chica. Pass. Withered Foxy. Smash. Toy animatronics. Toy Freddy. Pass. Toy Bonnie. Pass. Toy Chica. Smash. Mangle. Smash. Balloon Boy. Pass. JJ. Pass. The Puppet. Pass. Shadow Freddy. Pass. Whatever this is, or Shadow Bonnie. Smash. Shadow Puppet. Pass. Shadow BB. Pass. XOR. Pass. Phantom Freddy. Smash. Phantom Chica. Pass. Phantom Foxy. Smash. Phantom Mangle. Pass. Phantom BB. Pass. Phantom Puppet. Smash. Fredbear. Smash. Spring Bonnie. Smash. Funtime Springlock Suit. Pass. Nightmare Freddy. Smash. Nightmare Bonnie. Smash. Nightmare Chica. Pass. Nightmare Foxy. Pass. Nightmare Fredbear. Smash. Nightmare. Smash. Oh, hi, Remu. Plush Trap. Pass. Nightmare Balloon Boy. Pass. Nightmare Mangle. Smash. Nightmarian. Smash. Jacko Bonnie. Smash. Jacko Chica. Pass. Freddy's Freddles. Pass. Dreadbear. Smash. Grim Foxy. Pass. Circus Baby. Pass. Ballora. Smash. Funtime Freddy. Pass. Funtime Foxy. Smash. Biddy Bab. Pass. Mini Rena. Pass. Bonbon. Pass. Lolbit. Smash. Electrobab. Pass. Bonnet. Pass. Funtime Chica. Smash. Music Man. Smash. Rockstar Freddy. Smash. Rockstar Bonnie. Pass. Rockstar Chica. Pass. Rockstar Foxy. Smash. Lefty. Pass. Rockstar Foxy's Parrot. Smash. Happy Frog. Smash. Mr. Hippo. Smash. Pig Patch. Pass. Ned Bear. Pass. Orville Elephant. Smash. The hell are these guys? I've seen these before in my life. Dark Freddy. Smash. Neon Bonnie. Pass. Neon Chica. Smash. Burnt Foxy. Smash. Shadow Mangle. Pass. Dark Foxy. Smash. Party Freddy. Smash. Glamrock Freddy. Smash. Glamrock Chica. Smash. Montgomery Gator. Smash. Roxanne Wolf. Smash. Glamrock Bonnie. Smash. Glamrock Mr. Hippo, smash. You don't even need to ask me about that one. Moon. Smash. Sun. Pass. I'd want to give this guy a little kissy. Endoskeletons. Smash. Endo 01. Smash. Endo 2. Pass. Nightmare Endo. Smash. Yendo. Smash. Glamrock Endo. Smash. Amalgamations. Ennard. Smash. Molten Freddy. Smash. The Blob. Pass. Afton Incarnations. Springtrap. Smash. Scrap Trap. Smash. Glitchtrap. Smash. Burn Trap. Pass. He's Peepaw, you know, his hips are falling off at that point. What the fuck? Little Joe, pass. Magician, pass. Human Heads, pass. Gypsy, pass. Juice Fountain Clowns. Lemonade Clown. Smash. Fruit Punch Clown. He does have a nice voice though, doesn't he? Fruit Punch for everyone, smash. Mr. Cupcake. Pass. Toy Cupcake. Pass. Can we talk about how uncanny Mr. Cupcake looks? Look at those eyes. Holy shit. Toy Cupcake. Pass. Nightmare Cupcake. Smash. Funtime Cupcake. Pass. Golden Cupcake. Pass. Shadow Cupcake. Now that's the uncanny one. Pass. Staff Bots. Security Bots. Pass. Map Bots. Pass. Mop Bots. Pass. Party Bots. Smash. Alien Bots. Pass. Nightmarian Bots. Smash. Attendant Bots. Smash. Comedy Bot. Smash. Driver Assistant Bot. Smash. Literally. Instructor Bot. Pass. Pizza Bot. Smash. Worker Bots. Smash. Magician Bot. He's a man in uniform. Smash. Nanny Bot. Look at that hair. His eyelashes. Smash. Server Bot. Pass. Artificial Intelligence Voices. Hand Unit. So he's the guy who goes casual bongos. Smash. Motion trigger detected. Smash. 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 Smash all of them. Unclassified animatronics. Golden Freddy. Smash. Scrap Baby. Smash. Helpy. Pass. L Chip. Pass. Security Puppet. Smash. Egg Baby. Pass. Prize King. Hard pass. Dee Dee. Pass. Captain Foxy. Smash. DJ Music Man. Smash. Little Music Man. Pass. The Scooper. Smash. Remote activated thingy from FNAF 6. Pass. Candy Cadet. Smash. Trashing the Gang. Pass. Wet Floor Bot. Smash. And after that, I think we have a lot of them, a lot of like the different cosmetics for the animatronics in FNAF AR. Oh, we can do those. There are still more. Hold on. Shamrock Freddy. Pass. Easter Bonnie. Pass. Katrina Toy Chica. Hard Smash. Chocolate Bonnie. Smash. Melted Chocolate Bonnie. Pass. 8-Bit Baby. Smash. VR Toy Freddy. Pass. High Score Toy Chica. Smash. System Error Toy Bonnie. Pass. Radioactive Foxy. Pass. Toxic Springtrap. Smash. Firework Foxy. Freddy. Pass. Liberty Chica. Pass. Flamethrower Endo. Smash. Broiler Baby. Smash. Scorching Chica. Smash. Flaming Springtrap. Hello. Smash. Ringmaster Foxy. Smash. Magician Mangle. Pass. Clown Springtrap. Smash. Great Escape Golden Freddy. Smash. Woodland Toy Freddy. Smash. Boulder Toy Bonnie. Pass. Swamp Balloon Boy. Hard pass. Freddy Frost Bear. Just for your name. Smash. Black Ice Frost Bear. Pass. Arctic Blower. Hard smash. Frostbite Balloon Boy. Pass. Frost Plush Trap. Pass. Heartsick Baby. Smash. Blackheart Bonnie. Smash. Aztec Animatronics. Smash. The Curse. Smash. Scary Tales Animatronics. Little Red Chica. Smash. Big Bad Foxy. Smash. Wicked Tides Animatronics. Dark Water Endo. Pass. Sunken Toy Bonnie. Pass. Piranha Plush Trap. Pass. Clockwork Ballora. Smash. Clockwork Mini Rena. Pass. Aeronaut Toy Freddy. Smash. Jetpack Balloon Boy. Pass. 8-Bit Cupcake. Pass. Torch Cupcake. Pass. Scorching Cupcake. Pass. Calavera Cupcake. Smash. Moldy Cupcake. Pass. Twisted Animatronics from the books. Twisted Freddy. Pass. Twisted Bonnie. Smash. Twisted Chica. Pass. Twisted Foxy. Pass. Twisted Wolf. Pass. Theodore. Pass. Stanley. Pass. Ella. Pass. Plush Trap Chaser. Pass. Lonely Freddy. Smash. Lucky Boy. Pass. Yarg Foxy. Smash. Tagalong Freddy. Smash. Oh, and now we're on to fan games. Alright, well, I'm not sure about if we have permission to show the images from fan games, but yes, that is Smash FNaF or Pass. Do you regret asking me to do that now? Because I don't. That was fun. Alright. What? I'm not weird. That was very normal. These are normal opinions to have. Why the parrot? Because it was funny. Got a couple... Bow! Good to see you. Let me mod you real quick. There is still time to unarchive this stream. Why would I want to do that? You take me for a bitch? I ain't no bitch. Still time to unarchive this stream. What? That's quitter talk. That's quitter talk right there. Unarchive the stream. What if I don't want to explain? What if I don't want to explain? Explain the scooper? I don't have to explain the scooper. The Pastel Pup, thank you very much for the Arcuspa. I hope you're having a good day today, my lord. Watching the stream has made mine better. Your content makes it worth getting up every day. Also, can I get a good boy? Of course. Nianya, thank you very much for the Arcuspa. Hi, Daddy. Finally got my visa. Yay, well done. I'm so happy. I want you to know that you're my only Oshi. Good. I love you so much. Lots of love from China. Also, thank you, Vox Sensei, for helping me with my English listening session and FNAF lore. You're an A+ teacher. Good, good. Thank you very much. Thank you as well to Leona-san, Antique-Looking Glass Doll, Sugo, Nai. Thank you for the Arcuspa. Ever since Jacksepticeye did it, I've wanted you to do it, and today, that dream came true. I laughed so hard I couldn't breathe. Thank you. See, guys, I don't need to give you an explanation. I told you my opinions. And now you have to live with the fact that they're out there. You all wanted this. You were all asking for it. Are you chickening out now? Really? I just went on Twitter for my live tag and there's someone who's posted like, it's Scooper. I just can't support that kind of mindset. Why do I have to explain the scooper? I don't want to explain the scooper. No, no, no. I don't have to. Meowpuff, Luna, Magnus, Miwo, and Sano. Thank you guys for the supers. Okay. Oscar, yeah, thank you for the super. There is no explanation. Okay. Last thing I want to do on this stream, we've really burned through this, haven't we? Last thing I want to do on this stream is kind of just have a bit of a free chat about my opinions on each of the games from start to finish. So I think what I'm going to do, let's just talk about the different games and like what I like about them, what I dislike about them, you know, sort of how they compare to one another. I mostly only have positive things to say though. I like these games very much. Shimu, thank you for the super. Your choices are so valid. Exotic butter funds for you, my one and only. Thank you. I shall buy some exotic butters. Ariel Dio, thank you for the super. Today my birthday. Happy birthday, Ariel. Ray Ray, thank you for the super. Glamrock animatronics are all hard smashes. Of course they are. Do you guys know that there is some NSFW art, very graphic, of me and Glamrock Freddy? I saw it the other day. I thought it was pretty cool. I do look at my porn tag, by the way. D's nuts, thank you for... Oh my god, you got me. You see, Jimbo. You see, Jimbo. You gotta turn that mindset into a scoop set. Siren, thank you for the super. Looks like you're going to the Shadow Realm, Jimbo. Nice, thank you for the super. Explain the scooper. You know... I don't have to explain shit. Anyway, moving on. Hold up, hold on, hold the phone. Right, let's begin talking about FNAF. Starting with FNAF 1, there he is. I'll have an image on screen for each game that we talk about respectively, okay? FNAF 1. The scare factor really peaked at the first game, didn't it? So, people are still fucking hung up on the scooper. Listen! Nah. Ice, thank you for the super. Sarina. Aww. Of course you can never kiss Sarina. I don't think this is what the animatronics meant when they said let us in. Oh, shh. Boulevard Peach, thank you for the super. Brandy. Hanabi's Otome World. Hanabi, I haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. W2 tax form. Thank you for the super. The animatronics have me acting a little quirky at night. The scooper is living rent-free in your heads. Dragon Watch, I think you're neat. Thank you. What's with the... Surely the cupcakes are obvious. I was this close I was this close to saying pass on all the cupcakes, and then when it got to moldy cupcake, I would have been like, smash. I could explain my opinions on each one in graphic detail, but I can't because I want to keep my YouTube channel. Anyway. That was a joke. That was a joke. That would have been a joke. Guys, don't hold me to that. That would have been a joke, okay? That would have been a complete joke. Not true at all. Jade Oracle, thank you for the soup. Listen, it's fine. It's fine. Anyway. FNaF 1. I think genuinely this is still the scariest game in the franchise and kind of still holds up as a scary game in and of itself. I think that it really benefits from... I think later on, the installments of various FNaF games became so sort of like difficult. You know? They became less horror games and more like fast-paced puzzle games almost, or like reaction speed games. Shwan and Hanabi, thank you very much for the super. Have to go again. Honestly, I slept through your shenanigans, so I'm not going to ask any questions. Thank you. I miss you. I hope you come back soon, okay? Rui and Achilles, thank you for the supers. Okay. But yes, I think that genuinely, the gameplay in FNaF 1 is very, very simple. Extremely simple. To the point where optimal FNaF 1 gameplay does not involve very much at all. There's a speed run I've seen. Or like, what I really like about FNaF, green runs, right? Have you guys ever heard of green runs? Green runs are when you... Is chat okay? You guys just stopped working for a few seconds. But yes, I saw a green run in Smash, in FNaF. So because each FNaF night is a time thing, like you survive for a certain amount of time, there's no way that you can do a speed run, right? Wrong. They've invented a new category called a green run, and a green run is surviving the end of the night with as much power left as possible. That's sort of the FNaF equivalent of a speedrun. And I saw a green run of FNaF 1, where the way it worked was... God, it was really intimidating. Essentially, from what I understand, the way that the animatronics work in FNaF 1... Actually, do I want to talk about this? I don't want to ruin it for people. But essentially, when an animatronic reaches your door, so when Freddy goes to... So when Bonnie's on your left, Chica's on the right, Freddy's on the right, Foxy's in his thing. There's a gap of, I think, like 8 or so seconds where their AI updates, and they make a decision of whether they will move forward or move back. And as long as you do the thing to push them back, exactly when that ticks, then you're fine. So what this guy did was, he had such an accurate mental timer that he just opened and closed cams exactly every, I think it was 8 seconds. Every 8 seconds, he just went, bup. And in doing so, Foxy was 100% neutralized on 2020 mode. Foxy could not move. He would also, every time he did this, he would check lights very briefly, and whenever he saw he saw Bonnie there, he would wait for the exact right time. He was so confident, he would open cams while Bonnie was at the door, because he knew the exact frame on which Bonnie would attack while there. And so the instant he had the right time, he would just flick doors open, closed, like immediately, and he knew that because of the timing and the way the game is coded, that as the door shut, that would be when Bonnie attacked. And that was how it worked. It looked calming. He made 2020 mode look relaxed. And to the point where it was just like, alright, bup. Lit frame perfect FNaF gameplay. It was terrifying. I really can't like emphasize how impressive it was. But other than that, FNAF 1, it's a very simple game, and what I really like about the way that it plays is that, and it was really refreshing to get to play with Nina recently when she played FNAF 1 and was really scared by it, which is still really funny. What I love about FNAF 1 is the fact that just as a horror game, it's the way that it makes you wait that makes FNAF 1 so scary. The jump scares are the jump scares. I think also visually, the jump scares in FNAF 1 are pretty well made. Like, especially the one of Bonnie. Something about the lighting on his face makes him look very real. Don't you agree? I think that he just looks... I don't know, something about the Bonnie jump scare in particular is really, really impressive. Scott definitely made use of his limited technology and added just the right amount of light to make that jump scare look really quite impressive, and it works. So you know what the jump scare is and you're afraid of it happening. Also, the noise of the jump scare in FNAF 1 is really grating. It's horrible to listen to, which works. It makes you scared of listening to it. The gameplay loop of FNAF 1 is essentially just being panicked and waiting for something to happen. And in waiting for something to happen, you also have to remember that the jump scares in FNAF 1 can be really, really sudden. If you slip up, check cams because you're nervous about Foxy, put them down, and the animatronic is instantly in your face. It's a really good thing because there are very few ways of predicting when one of them is going to jump scare you unless you play absolutely perfectly. And as a result, the gameplay loop of FNAF 1 is wait, listen to the ambient sound, wait for something to happen, and then react, and you can't move. It's a really, really effectively made horror game, and I really like, I can't express enough how clever FNAF 1 is as a game. I think it's really, really smart in the way that it creates scares. It's less so good for that whole min-maxing. I mean, at least I would have thought. It's less competitive, at least not for people who aren't freaks of nature like the other guy I was talking about. But all in all, it was a really solid entry to the franchise. And also, we have to talk about those rare screens. The, like all of the Easter eggs you can find in that game. So, there are really common ones, like the one where Bonnie stares into the camera in the back room. You know, the one where he's really up close to the camera. It's kind of been ruined now, because there's a meme of him staring at the camera and it says, "You fat bitch!" But like, that whole thing is really good. Golden Freddy being a mystery and showing up very rarely every once in a while is really good. The things on the walls changing occasionally. It strikes you as a really simple game from the outset, but then on the inside there's a lot of really fun secret shit to find. And it blew up for a reason. It was really good for a reason. And FNAF 1 was a really solid foundation. And some people still think it's the best game in the series, and I don't fault them for that. I really don't. Ariana Eeg, thank you for the super. Chair, thank you very much. And Hanabi, thank you very much. Come back in 2 days. Yes, I'm alive. University has kept me busy. Got to keep that straight A streak. Hey, don't you worry about us, okay? We might have missed you, but university's more important. Keep going with your shit, okay? I'm really proud of you, man. It'll be spring break soon, and I accidentally read your special story at open mic night at university, and I forgot to send it to you. Oh, really? Shit, that's really cool. Thank you, Hanabi. Holy shit. Efong, thank you very much for the super. Okay, that's basically my opinion on FNAF 1. FNAF 1 is a really, really, really cool game. It's very inventive, it's unique, it's special, and generally probably, I would say it's the most, I'd say it's the scariest game in the series. Safi Bet, are you expecting to get more art of you getting smashed into smithereens after this? Maybe. That's up to you. It's up to you. Let me go check my NSFW tag real quick. Latest. Is anything happening there? Whoa! Okay, fair enough. Now, oh. Is that me and Shoto? That looks really good. Vox Ball Torture. Thank you for the super. Okay. Moving on. Moving on to FNAF 2. FNAF 2. FNAF 2 is not scary. I'm just going to say it outright. It's not scary, and I also don't think it really tries to be. What FNAF 2 succeeds in is being a really well-designed game. It's a game. It's fun to play FNAF 2 because every action you take is extremely deliberate, and if you lose, it's always your own fault. That said, this game is a motherfucker. This game is a bitch. This game is so hard. If you've ever played this, the difficulty spike from night 4 to night 5 is astronomical. It's unbelievably difficult. You need to be on top of everything for all 6 hours of the night, or you are getting your ass handed to you. And I really like it for that. I think that from a gameplay standpoint, it's very well thought out. What the hell? Ba-da-bum. From a gameplay standpoint, it's very well thought out. Bao, you're absolutely right. It's a really difficult multitasking sim where... So FNAF 2, think about what you have to do. There are all of these animatronics roaming around, and most of the way that you deal with them is that when they show up, you put the mask on, and then they will leave if you wait long enough. It's not so bad, right? Well, there are 2 players that really throw everything into contention, and they are Foxy and the puppet. Holy shit. What brilliant ideas for gameplay mechanics. Rue, thank you for the arcs, but in detail, could you tell us what animatronics you would want / have for potential fan art purposes? By want, do you mean like as a pet, or like as a friend, or like to smash? Tell us what animatronics... Oh, animatronic Sona? Like me as an animatronic? That'd be cool. You know, it reminds me, I saw some really good fan art of Onigiri as Glamrock Freddy and me as Gregory. That made me extremely happy. Cece, thank you for the super. I really don't mind. I'm gonna say, if you want to draw me as an animatronic, use your imagination. Just do it in whatever way you would like. I don't really have a preference. You're not rooming with an animatronic. Yeah, no, Onigiri really liked that fan art as well. So, I guess if I was to say, give you like a pointer, like a little bit of sort of a prompt, maybe demons have horns, Onigiri has horns, maybe like, I don't know, then rams and sheep are like Folger's thing. I don't know. What animal do I remind you of, guys? Gregory, check out my animatronic Sona. It looks cool. A bull. Oh, a gorilla! Of course! Yes, if I'm an animatronic, I'm a gorilla. Yes. Anyway. FNAF 2 introduces you to pretty much the same gameplay mechanic as FNAF 1. There are animatronics roaming the building. At some point, they will wander into or close to your office, and you must respond in a specific way in order to get them to leave. Very simple, really. But this is all brought into contention when you add the element of the puppet and Foxy. The puppet can only be dealt with by opening cams. This is even more of forcing you to use cams than Foxy was in FNAF 1. Because if you let the music box wind down and leave it for like 5 seconds, you are guaranteed dead. The puppet is deadly, and it will come, and it will go for your knees, and it will kill you. But as well, you also have to deal with Foxy, who takes a specific amount of time. At least it feels like that you have to spam the flashlight at him while not really doing anything else apart from checking lights on your left or right. You also can't shine the flashlight while you've got the mask on. So you only get to deal with each one at a time, and eventually it becomes like a pie chart. There are 3/3. There are the animatronics you put the mask on for, which is a fucking ton of them, and you need to learn all of these different sound cues, so you need to be paying attention to the vents bumping on your left and on your right. So you've got Balloon Boy coming in on your left, you've got Mangle coming in on your right, you've got Toy Chica on the left, you've got Toy Bonnie on the right, and the rest of them will come in from God knows who fucking where. Yeah, Balloon Boy is a nightmare because he doesn't kill you, so he can get away from a gameplay standpoint with being a little bit of a bitch and kind of being a little bit more subtle. Yeah. Sorry, I just got distracted by something. So you've got all of that to worry about. You have to remember the mangle audio cue, like the garbled thing, which ordinarily you can also hear when you put cams up. So you have to bear in mind, like, wait a minute, am I hearing mangle from the cams, or am I hearing mangle in my office? You've got to be able to check. And then you've got to leave your hood on or the mask on for enough time for them to leave. Meanwhile, while the mask is on and while you have to just sit there and wait, the music box is ticking down, Foxy is getting ready to attack you, and so then you need to be just as quick after the fact in order to deal with all of that as well. So you've got all of that going, and at the meantime, Foxy is at the end of the corridor, and if you don't flash your flashlight at him every few seconds, he will kill you. And then you've got the music box, where if you don't open cams on this same camera to wind up the music box, that will also kill you. FNAF 2 is extremely stressful. I would call it probably the most difficult and intense game in the entire franchise. And it works really well to that effect. I think that while I was playing it, I hated it because it was really hard, but now that I've gotten over it, I think it's probably one of the best. Probably one of the best in the franchise. I really enjoy FNAF 2. And it's one of the only games where afterwards I really wanted to go back and beat Night 6, or at least I've tried to beat Night 6 since I first played it, because the gameplay is so sort of rigid and understandable. You know, it's very fair in a way. Right. FNAF 3. Oh, the misery. Everybody wants to play FNAF 3. Rawr, thank you, Imagine Dragon. Sorry, I can't get that copypasta out of my head. FNAF 3 might be my favorite game in the franchise. Oh, Wenshu, thank you for the orchestra. Could I get a blessing from you because I will have a midterm later? Hey, good luck! It's gonna go fine. You've got all of us at your back, alright? You're gonna be completely fine. Don't you worry. Mwah! I love you. Thank you for the orchestra. Yes, and to most people who are really into the like all of the different FNAF games, FNAF 3 is not the best. A lot of people really don't enjoy FNAF 3, but there are a few reasons why I think FNAF 3 is pretty great. FNAF 3... Pico, thank you for the super. Good to see you. FNAF 3 is, I would say, the most true horror game in the franchise. It was after FNAF 3, or after FNAF 4 rather, that all of them sort of became more gameplay focused and less spooky. Yes, I think FNAF 3, that the scare factor is really high for a number of reasons. So FNAF 1 benefits from, or at least the theory for all FNAF games, is that the scare factor is benefited by, in a nightmare, when you're getting chased by something, your movement becomes limited. This is just sort of the way our minds work. When you're getting chased by something in a nightmare, you can't run. FNAF doubles this by saying, no, you can't run away from the creatures in this game. You just have to sit in a chair and wait and hope they don't kill you. That is a scary concept from the beginning. FNAF 3 sort of increases this. It's the same concept, but with a number of different things. Springtrap. There are no doors. There are no doors to stop him. There is no mask to stop him. There is no music box to stop him. The only one thing that you can use to stop Springtrap are the vent doors, which can only be blocked from certain directions, and the audio cue. Other than that, he's free to roam the building. If you block him from a vent, he will just leave and go in a different direction. Fuji, thank you for the super. And I think that's part of what adds to the stress of FNAF 3 so much, because you really can't account for where he's going to be at a given time. I think another thing about FNAF 3 that makes it a little scarier is that the way that the gameplay works, Springtrap feels less like a mindless killer of an animatronic. He feels intelligent. He's the only animatronic in the game, and he's always wandering around, and something about how ineffective the audio cue feels makes him seem quite smart. Like, he almost, after you use it too many times, he sort of susses out what's going on and it stops working. I don't even think that that's what actually happens, but it certainly feels like it, because the audio cue it works, but it's not 100% effective, and that works really well for the horror aspect of the game. It can be really frustrating to play competitively, but I don't think that's what it wants to be. I think it wants to be a true horror game, and it does that extremely well. I really think so. But other than that, also, we've been talking about one animatronic this whole time. This game has a number of them. The phantom animatronics, which don't kill you but will fuck with you. Can I talk about how introducing an animatronic like Phantom Foxy, who cannot be stopped and will jump scare you at total random intervals, how much that adds to this experience? Because let me tell you, Springtrap, well, you know what I mean by competitively, like when you do nightmare mode and you try and get like a good power or something like that or whatever. Springtrap is enough to worry about. He's the only one that can kill you, and you have to be... Also, by the way, one of the only FNaF games that makes you look at all of the different cams. You need to find where Springtrap is, and you've got to lure him to specific locations. And also, the cams in this game, like, as is befitting of a horror game, the cams are so, like, grainy and hard to see that... The cams are so grainy and so hard to see that you just... You really have to strain to see him in some places. Yeah, I think it's cam 10, the one in the very top right. When Springtrap's there, his eye is in the corner, and if you don't squint, you can't see it, and you've got no idea where he is. Half the gameplay of FNAF 3 is hunting the cameras, trying desperately to find where the fuck Springtrap is. And sometimes, if you take too long, it's too late. There are a couple things in this game that make me laugh. If you use the audio cue to get him, and it gets him when he's staring at you through the window, and you close cams fast enough, you can see him just disappear. It's fucking hilarious. There's also that thing you can see where if you put cams down and he's walking, like in between, like past the window, he walks towards the door frame, he goes like boop, 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 boop. That's really funny. But again, what I was going to say is about the fucking phantom animatronics. They're so difficult to deal with, even though they don't kill you. Phantom Foxy. So, all of them have something of a cue. Phantom Balloon Boy. Very predictable. He shows up on cams, and if you move cams fast enough, he won't jump scare you. But if you move cams slow, he will jump scare you with a pretty spooky jump scare. Your ventilation gets knocked out, and suddenly you're thrown for a loop and you're having a panic. Or Rusty Lake. That does sound fun. Puzzle solving? That seems fun. Alright, I'll give it a look. Phantom Foxy is the main one here, because Phantom Foxy's appearances are 100% random. I love that. I absolutely love that. Phantom Foxy's appearances are unpredictable, unstoppable, and they will just knock out your ventilation at random times. Not only that, Phantom Foxy's jump scare is really loud. You'll just turn a corner and there he is. And it scares the fuck out of me every time. Thrud, thank you for the super. Phil, today's stream is very suitable for listening to before going to bed. May I have a good night kiss? Of course. Of course. But yes, Phantom Foxy smash upon smash. But he adds so much to it, and I think that in general, I would have to say that as a pure horror experience, FNAF 3 is my favorite. It's not the most robust in terms of like competitive gameplay, but what it is really, really scary and really intense. And also, I haven't even talked about the true ending, the mini games you've got to play. God, incredible, isn't it? Like, finding those weird clues, putting the code in on the wall, and clicking on all of the different cupcakes all through the thing to find some weird minigames. The music box. Oh, the what is it? The Swan Lake music box? While you're a little Fredbear trying to glitch through walls to find some kid who's crying in the back of an arcade cabinet. The minigames in FNAF 3 are insane. This game, I think, is pretty severely underrated. I really, really love it. And even if maybe it's not the best, but I think it's my favorite for certain. Hibiki, thank you for the super. Can't believe I let you win. I can't understand the full content now, but I start searching FNAF lore in my language. I've converted you. Strawberry Steak, thank you for the Arcusper. Hard to get up early to watch your stream, but I got up anyway. You're the best. Thank you. And I hope that you have a productive rest of your day anyway. Waking up early is always good for you. Hope you have a great day, my lord. I will try, certainly. But of course, can't talk about horror games without talking about the one. So, for those of you who don't know, FNAF 3 was originally going to be the final game in the franchise. Scott wanted it to be that way. And then there was this general opinion that Springtrap's jump scare was not very scary. I have mixed feelings on it. Yes, it doesn't fly into your face and like really make you jump, but I think that Springtrap's design paired with the sound makes it it's a scary jump scare. You know, it doesn't make you jump, so it's not much of a jump scare, but it is pretty scary, isn't it? Like his face and his design and the way he sort of wobbles up to you. I think it's pretty spooky. But generally the opinion at the time was that Springtrap's jump scare was not very scary. And this actually kind of like, you know, spoke to Scott a little bit and he thought, all right, I'll go again. And he made FNAF 4. So let's move on to FNAF 4 now, shall we? I am remade, but not by you, by the one you should not have killed. FNAF 4. Oh boy. I really like FNAF 4. I think FNAF 4 works for a lot of different reasons. I've always said, and this is something that I went on and on and on and on. Oh, excuse me. This was something that I went on and on and on and on and on about to Nina, because I think this game sort of really lives up to the standard of what makes FNAF a great horror game, especially for teenagers and for kids. FNAF 4 is spooky. FNAF 4 has great ambience. It's got that same feeling of waiting for something to happen like in FNAF 1, and also it's very stressful because you've got a long time in between running in between certain doors, right? It sort of gives you a lot of buffer time where you have room to get really anxious, and you've got the same stress of multiple things happening at once. You've got Freddy behind you, you've got Foxy in front of you who you have to keep checking on. The main thing that I think makes FNAF 4 so good are Bonnie and Chica. Because the only way, it's not like in FNAF 1 where you can resist sound cues and you can just press the lights, close the doors every now and again, check cams, that kind of stuff. FNAF 1 you could, it'd be difficult, but you could play it on mute. FNAF 4 is the only game that is 100% impossible to play on mute. You need not only to have the sound on, but you need to have the sound turned up as well. And have headphones on. You need to be able to hear the direction that the animatronics are coming from. And when you go up to the doors, you have to have the volume turned up loud enough to hear their breathing. If you don't do that, you can't win the game. There is no way forward without turning your volume up so that the jump scares can get you at full force. Someone in chat, what's your name? Sig Potato, you're absolutely right. FNAF 4 is the ultimate test of courage. You have to be brave. That's the only way to win. When I first played FNAF 4, I was genuinely kind of fucking mortified. I didn't want to turn my volume up. I usually have these games at like a low volume because they're completable without it, and it saves you the trouble of having a jump scare blow your speakers out. But FNAF 4, you don't have that option. It's really clever at getting you to finally face your fears. And not only that, I mean, the jump scares are great. The gameplay loop is really consistent, really satisfying. Who are you gonna call? Psychic friend Fredbear. And after all that time, you know, you just need to be able to go up and also not panic when you get there as well. Because, of course, when you go to the door, if you shut the door without checking for breathing, you die. A lot of people don't know this, but it's not just turning the flashlight on when there's breathing that will cause them to kill you. But if you shut the door when there's no breathing, the animatronic will use that as an excuse to run up and kill you then. When you've got the door closed, you're not looking at them, and so they'll sneak up. So you not only need to like, so it's not like you can just rely on shutting the door to scare them off as well. You need to respond in the right way, and you can only do that if you listen really, really closely without being scared of the jump scare. And then, oh my god, as a gameplay mechanic, I think Fredbear showing up on night 5 is fucking genius. The fear factor of playing through nights 1 through 4, getting like all of the systems figured out and being so confident, you go to night 5 like, right, here we go. You open the door and a brand new animatronic is there and he kills you instantly. That's great. That's great. Fredbear is such a fun and creative addition to the game. And then after that, the actual night where you've got to run back and forth, figure out where he is, and then remember that when he laughs, he's going to be in your room, so you got to check elsewhere. All of the Fredbear segments are just really satisfying. There's a really nice loop to the gameplay that's really interesting and fun to play around with. I've FNaF 4 is one of the only games where I've beaten Night 6 because I just wanted to go back. I was having so much fun. I think this is the most fun FNaF game. I really enjoy it. Yes, FNaF 4 is very scary, but then when you be brave, when you get good, when you get brave, it becomes extremely fun. So, after that, we have a game that I used to really not like, but that I've come around to in a big way. Where is it? Hang on. There it is. Sister Location. We've played this one on stream, so I've had plenty of time to give my opinion, but I'll do so again. Jetsumania, thank you for the super. And Evapunk as well, thank you for the super. FNaF is trending. FNaF's been trending on Twitter for a while, to be fair. I'd like to believe that we're a part of why. I'd like to believe that. Elizabeth Rapp, thank you for the super. Yay, I'm glad you fixed your ice maker. Okay. When I first played Sister Location, I really, really didn't like it. Mostly because of Night 4. Night 4 in FNaF Sister Location is a son of a bitch. And that's fine. And that's fine. I let it kind of get to me and I was all like, you know. But replaying it, I really have a lot of respect for this game. I think it came at the series right when it was beginning to stagnate with a load of really fun and creative new ideas. The stress factor of every encounter is added to by the tedium of the run back. It's like Dark Souls, you know, where you don't want to have to run up a ladder or something to go in and fight the boss again. In FNaF Sister Location, remember Funtime Freddy? Remember the breaker room where you've got to be really, 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 really patient with those percentages, and then if you wait too long, or if you don't wait long enough, if you wait too long and you get confident, then he gets you and you've got to go through the whole of Ballora Gallery again. That stress is ridiculous, and it adds so much to the horror of the thing. I don't think Sister Location is terribly scary, apart from some parts. Funtime Auditorium is pretty scary. Yeah, Funtime Auditorium, Ballora Gallery is pretty scary. The parts and service is mostly just fun. Like it's a unique little mechanic that went on to inspire some really fun stuff in FNaF VR Help Wanted. Gemma, I'm sorry you had a bad day. Of course you're gonna hug. And also, like, we need to talk about the fact that, like, every other game in the franchise is just one thing. It's like you're in this one location and you defend yourself around animatronics and then you win. FNaF Sister Location has all of this different shit going on. In Night 1, you do, like, nothing. You just go and check on Baby, and then something happens, and then you leave. Night 2, you get attacked by the Biddy Babs, and then you have to go to the breaker room. Night 3, you have to go through Funtime Auditorium. Night 4, you have to do fucking Night 4, which is still a nightmare. Night 5, you do nothing. You just get scooped unless you do the secret ending. And again, I think FNaF is so good for adding in those little secrets and things to keep you coming back. And I think the thing that I remember the most about Sister Location is that secret ending for a number of reasons. I think the setup for the secret ending and the way that you find it is brilliant, and the way that you have to attempt it is brilliant also. So, doing the minigame to find the lore, brilliant. Really difficult to do. Hidden behind a wall that only people who really want to find it can find it. That's how you do a secret ending. It's not there for everybody. It's there for the people who really want to look. I think that's a really, really great gameplay system. The minigame is a son of a bitch to get right, but when you do it, and you get some lore, and it's great. Then, I think that the Enid section is made so much more stressful by the run-up. You have to walk from the main office through Funtime Auditorium. And for some people, they may never figure out, they may never realize that Funtime Foxy is not there. They may never realize that and always treat it really carefully. But Funtime Foxy's not there, you can just run through. The bit with Baby scares the fuck out of me. Because not only is Ballora in there, and not only is Ballora's jump scare in that particular segment genuinely pretty, like, nasty. I don't like listening to it, it just, ugh. You have to do that keypad bit. And the keypad is so funky and unreliable because the mouse moves in weird directions, and it's so easy to get it wrong. And if you wait 1 second too long, it's over and you have to try again. That part being a prerequisite to even attempting the secret night, holy fuck, that's clever. For a horror game, that's so clever. Grace Leely, thank you for the super. I didn't follow all of the content, but I feel I love you more than yesterday because you are so hot, charismatic, and attractive, and talking about something you're passionate about. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I do try. And then, of course, you've got the secret ending. And I mean, holy shit, you've got to deal with Enid, which is so difficult. And the fact that it comes down to a gameplay section that's exactly like FNAF, you know? You're back to FNAF 1 with the doors, but it's difficult. And you've got to listen to these sound cues, but the sound cues aren't 100% reliable, so you've got to, like, be checking cams, and you've got anxiety in you and everything. I really, really like this game. I still wouldn't call it my favorite, but I think it's so unique and so inventive. And also, we need to talk about the humor, the writing, the voice acting. It's just great game. Great fucking game. Really, really good game. One of the best. One of the greats. Up there with the big boys. Up there with the big boys. Right. Almost there. FNAF 6. Pizzeria Simulator, which we have also played on stream. Pizzeria Simulator. I was lying when I said FNAF 3 was my favorite. This is my favorite, for sure. FNAF 3 was my favorite of, like, the OGs, but having revisited the games recently in, like, the last year or so, I can say without a doubt that FNAF 6 is my favorite. Pizzeria Simulator. Pizzeria Simulator is, for a franchise that has its lore so tightly wound up in hidden minigames and random little mechanics and never really giving confirmation to anything, having endings that don't confirm or deny anything, FNAF 6 was amazing for giving us an ending that told us everything we wanted to know. It wrapped up all loose ends. If you can fucking imagine that. If you can imagine all of Five Nights at Freddy's lore being conveniently and nicely wrapped up in a little bow that doesn't have any plot holes, I wouldn't have believed you, but FNAF 6 did it. The night segments are really stressful in this game. You have to listen so carefully, like in FNAF 4, if you don't want to get killed. It's really, really, really difficult, but good in the same way that the jump scares are sudden enough that it kind of recaptures a scare factor that had been missing since FNAF 1. And then, of course, you've got the pizzeria segment, which is just fun. It really scratches an itch. You get to make all of this fun stuff. You get to do all of this min-maxing. You get to think about how to do this, how to do that. I think it's beautiful. I think it's a really fun game. The mini-games add so much to the lore. You've got all of this fun stuff going on. You've got the different sets of animatronics that you can use to really push the boundaries of how much money you can make. The music's great too. Yeah, the music. The fact that you've got smashing windshields, which is just the tune of William Afton driving home drunk from McDonald's. You know, I can't get enough of this game. This is the one game that I want to keep coming back to over and over and over and over and over again. I would play it purely for the tycoon segments, but the night segments are great as well. There are so many different ways of doing things, so many different things that you can do. I think this game is a real winner, and if there's anything that is gonna sort of... I think that of all the games in this franchise, FNAF 6 is the one that'll stand the test of time. I think this game, like FNAF 1, is going to age like wine. I think it's going to age so effectively, and I can't wait to see future generations pick it up and realize how good this game is. Oh. I don't really have much to say about the later games in the franchise. Security Breach is Security Breach. We've played that. I've given my opinion on that a bunch of times. Help Wanted, I've never really played too much of. In the summer, I am most likely going to be moving to a place with more space. And when that happens, I should have the opportunity to play more VR. Because right now, you'll remember if you watched my very scuffed Help Wanted stream, I don't have a lot of room for VR. So I'm thinking what I'm going to do is when I move to a new place... Hello, Ichigo! DACA is an incredible mod, aren't they? Really incredible. I should also clarify, just quickly, because we talked about there might be some confusion. Onigiri and I have been friends since the old days, you know, for hundreds of years. Onigiri and I have been thick as thieves, and he's here modding because of that. But Ichigo and DACA are wonderful people that we have met through this experience in NIJISANJI. So I'd like to clarify, they're not a part of like my story or anything. They're just lovely mods that are doing an amazing job, and I'd like it if when possible, because they give up their time to help make these streams run smoothly, I'd like it if you guys could, whenever you feel like it, please give them a thank you, because they do work extremely hard. So yes, in the future, I would like to be able to play FNAF Help Wanted in its entirety with more space and less scuff. NCN, thank you for the super. I'm glad that I could rekindle your love of FNAF. Oh my god, yeah, that was a while ago. Yeah, guys, I'm going to hit you with a hard dose of reality. FNAF 1 came out 8 years ago. But anyway, I think that's going to be it from me. I really just wanted to use this stream as an excuse to talk about FNAF as much as I've wanted to. I have really strong opinions on all of these games, and I just really want more people to actually play them rather than just watching them. So if you guys want to take anything away from this experience, I would say play the games for yourself. They're super duper cheap. They're available. There are ports on mobile and on console for pretty much all of the games anyway now as well. So if you don't have a computer, it doesn't matter. You can play it on your phone or on your Xbox or whatever, and that is really, really good too. What did you say? I played FNAF 1 a year ago and I was too scared to continue. Now I think I would have a second try because the FNAF lore is really attractive. It is. And you never know. Like, I don't think I'm a genius when it comes to FNAF lore. I'm just recounting what I've learned from the games and from watching the odd MatPat video. So, you never know. You might learn something that I don't know. And remember how well that went for Arabella when she found out something about FNAF lore I don't know. Pico Yutatane, thank you for the super. So, yeah, I think that's going to be all from me. I don't have much else to say. I just really wanted to use today as an excuse to gush about how much I love these games and to look forward to the future when maybe we'll get to play a little bit more of them. So that's all from me for today. I'd like to say thank you guys so much for coming out. A bit of a shorter stream today, but I still had a really, really nice time. And I can't wait to see you guys tomorrow when finally, after such a long wait, we're finally going to get to play Ao Oni with Ike. The horror husbandos are coming home. Let's go. So I can't wait for that. And I am looking forward very much to seeing you guys there when we experience another horror RPG. So I'll see you all soon. Thank you very much for putting up with me, and I'll see you tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.